This is the brand new Rivian R1 T. That's right, the 2026 one. And I gotta say, this vehicle is stunning, brilliant, literally. So big thanks to Rivian for letting me borrow this vehicle. Because sometimes my ADD kicks in real hard and I gotta poke around in the vehicle. I gotta get real comfortable and get thinking real deep because I gotta look on the inside of this vehicle, the outside, I gotta look on the roof. So today's goal is to answer the question, how good is this thing? And hey, I even went the extra mile of finding a nice scenic outdoor off-road spot to shoot this video, so you can't say that I don't care. Much better angle. Starting off with the exterior of the Rivian R1T. The Rivian truly boasts a bold look with the dynamic look of the front LED headlights, but you barely notice the difference from Gen 1 to Gen 2. And with just a touch of a button, you reveal one of my favorite secret compartments. But I'm wondering, just how big is this thing? I know it's known for people putting in golf clubs and bags, but maybe we could test that limit. As you see this slender 6 foot tall man, no problem. But there's also two 120-volt plugs in the back, as well as light and rubber lining on the bottom. Pretty nice. But check this out, there's 4 hooks on the top of the bed. Check out the yellow accent. Rivian is good at implementing those small details. On the back left corner of the tailgate, there's 2 buttons. One of them releases the tailgate in the back, and then the other one releases the cover, keeping all your stuff protected as well as improving aerodynamic functions. Very nice and smooth. And just one more touch, you can open it all back up to reveal those other little goodies that are inside there. The first Easter egg back here is the pneumatic air pump. Very useful right here. And with this adjustable setup, you can do more than pump up your tires. We go on the other side, there's 2 full-size plugs, also 2 LED lights shining down into the back, and one on both sides, might I add, but you will have to close the tailgate manually. Now, towards the front of the bed on both sides, there's a button to release a door to the storage tunnel, which is strong enough to hold about 250 pounds. But when you get up top, it allows you to get a little bit better look at the hooks for the roof racks, as well as this aerodynamic feature for the rear portion of the back. It makes me think that they put a lot of thought into that in true Rivian style. But when you go up to the front, the beautiful front, the front is electric assist. And from a first glance, it looks like there's plenty in there. I'm seeing storage containers, a rubber lining on the bottom, as well as lights on the left and right side. And it closes pretty quickly as well, but it doesn't slam because it has a soft close. And you might get the nickname Hawkeye with all the cameras on this vehicle. 3 cameras I'm seeing on both side view mirrors. Camera on the back wing, camera on the back rear, cameras up by the windshield, as well as the cameras up by the front bumper. But that's not it, because we're just getting started with the Rivian R1T, because we're about to do a complete 180 with the Rivian when we go inside and check out the surprisingly luxurious interior. Starting with the back, it just gives the first impression of elegance meets cutting edge technology with so many materials everywhere. Subwoofer underneath the seat, I might add. What looks like top-notch premium snow-dusted leather accompanied with polished metal. Rivian really does know what style is, as those vibrant accents are still subtle. In Rivian style, using the most of the space they have. Next to the subwoofer, underneath the seats, there's a pretty good size additional storage area. Looks like it's lined in rubber as well. As you can see, this Rivian branded sun visor fits in here perfectly. I felt bad getting in the back of here because it felt so luxurious, and I was in an off-roady kind of dusty area outside. But I'm 6 feet tall and I didn't adjust my driver's seating position. I got plenty of space for my knees. These little storage containers behind the seat have like resistance bands pulling them closed, as well as a little control screen in the back so you can control your Bluetooth, your heated seats in the back. You can even get a little look at the compass on here. Fantabulous. But the front is next level. 2 beautiful screens, wood everywhere. Wood grain, metal, stitching, carving, engraving, secret compartments, And might I add, the button to open this is not as easy as it look. It kind of tricked me, but all the technology you saw in the back is in the front and then some. And again, the way that they did these seats is like really artistic and unique. And that's something I really like. And as well as the attention to detail, adding all these rubber covered surfaces, but not keeping it dull, keeping them next to high premium luxury surfaces. You can seamlessly enjoy having a rugged outdoor vehicle without compromising that luxurious interior. Now let's put them together and go for a nice, splendid drive. All right, it's now time for the driving portion. The screen right here is super clear, but the thing I like about it, I think that sets it apart. The front screen, as far as like the front camera and rear camera screens, what they're showing here is so much bigger. Like they're actually using so much more real estate instead of just keeping it so small, kind of like how it is on my Tesla. I mean, I love my Tesla, but it's just, it is what it is. But I also love how simple it is to be able to transition from the maps to your music, to your drive modes, height, adjustability, sports, snow, as well as the cameras like it was just showing. And it shows this is like high frames per second. So everything's moving by pretty rapidly on the screen. It's not looking laggy or anything. It looks pretty smooth and high definition as well. And then for the blinkers, there's a little camera up here, so right and left. So for these two little screens up here that I guess you could say these two sections. The right shows on the right side, left, it takes up this left side over here. One of the things I love about it the most is its adjustable height, like the suspension. And it's just so simple. And another thing I noticed that was kind of cool, when I walked away, I was getting out of the car, it dropped down a couple inches. It was like man, that's talk about your approach game. Your departure game is next level. Man, I got an all-purpose mode. I could easily put it to sport mode. This one doesn't have a launch mode or anything per se, but still sport mode is going to be able to give you the most driver fun focus, because you're going to be the lowest with a nice stiff ride suspension, or you could have it a little bit softer if you wanted to. But as far as potential, you got the most potential in the sport mode. But there's also snow mode available as well, but that's just for the on-road portions, because if you go to the off-road portions, let's go off-road. It asked me to slow down so it could change ride height. Go off-road, and now you got all-terrain, soft sand, rally. I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's some dope stuff. I mean, I like doing that already with the car, even if it doesn't come with those modes. So you know what I'm saying? So if it actually has those modes, that means it's gonna be able to help me do it better. If you understand what I'm saying. As well as with the adjustable ride height in it, just automatically adjust for you. But I'm gonna go back to on-road, keep it in, I like sport mode, because sport is pretty much the street, and people around me looking at me drop down in high as I get ready to drive on the street some more. And I don't feel like I'm taking up a lot of space. I don't feel big. I feel big, but I don't feel huge like I did in the Cyber Beast last week. I love the Cyber Beast, loved it. Great car, but it's big. It takes a little bit getting used to. And then the front dashboard looks bigger. It's twice the length, because the windshield is abnormally big with its abnormally big windshield wiper to accompany it. So all together, it's just a kind of I don't want to say awkward, but it is a unique package. Not to say it's a bad thing, it's just a unique package. Compared to this feels more like the size of a normal, a Silverado, that kind of size. Maybe a little bit more nimble. And the way that this thing handles the air suspension, man, it drives way better than the Silverados I've had in the past. I used to have a 2016 and a 2004, and one was a 2-door and one was a 4-door. And this drives better than all of them. ride handling wise, I mean, acceleration to the side, I mean, it's not gonna be moving like a Lamborghini or anything. This is still a full, technically like a full-size pickup truck. But with that in mind, it still drives excellent. Now, you're not gonna be blowing the doors off, like I just said, you're not gonna be blowing doors off a lot of people or anything, unless you're gonna be like maybe like the lower speed ranges and everything. Maybe a different vehicle would be better for that. But still, leagues above, I'd say, like your traditional V8 vehicle that a lot of people are used to. And I say definitely you get way more because it's way more experience. You get to save on your brake pads for one. The stop I just made, I was going pretty good speed, and this thing makes a good amount of momentum because of the weight. But yeah, I stopped good, comfortably, confidently on its own. I didn't have to do anything. It just stopped by itself. Did a good job. Now, if I could, I would really love to be able to get this thing into some real off-road situations, like really be able to like really Tesla, like Whistling Diesel type style, you know, you can hit the jumps, you know. One day we'll be, I would love to do that. Gladly destroy some cars. But overall, at a quick glance, it basically kind of looks like the older Rivian, unless you like really have a trained eye to notice those subtle differences on the headlights as well as the interior and like other little things compared to the older one. But the biggest difference I think that they've made from the older one, from like Gen 1 to Gen 2, is as far as from like older ones, especially to 2026, is technology wise, all the tech, the hardware and the software, the batteries, the better charging, the range. I've been driving around, and when I left, I was like 90, like 95, 92%. I'm only at 88% battery now. So like the battery, you know, like the waste effect that comes from batteries normally when it's just sitting, you know, and it's just, you may not actually drive 50 miles, but it'll show 50 miles is gone, you know. It's just because of like the battery decay or whatever. It's just, you know, it just shows an inaccurate number up there. But the number up here is pretty high the whole time. Like, I barely even use as much. I feel like maybe the battery might be performing a little bit better than the one in my Tesla as far as being able to hold that charge for a long period of time. You know, it's just me ranting and betting, comparing, like, you know, my Tesla experience with the Tesla battery charging compared to this, just noticing the range. It's still very high. I feel like it's maybe more accurate than what I've experienced with Tesla. Not that I don't still love Tesla, it's just, you know, it is what it is, like I said. All right, so we all know that the Rivian R1 T was the first, well, maybe you don't know, but this is the first full-size electric pickup truck. They changed the game, and they're here still in 2026. And in my opinion, the Rivian is still doing things that a lot of other brands are not doing. I think they're one of the trendsetters, just like Tesla. They're a trendsetter. You know, they start something new, and then they start a trend, and everyone starts to try to like they copy it. You know, basically they copy it. I feel a little more nimble. I can like slip through this, you know, slip through the cracks and everything with this car a little bit better than with some of the other pickup trucks I've driven. Definitely better than the Ford Lightning. R1 T is an incredible truck. The capabilities of it are incredible. If you get a flat tire in your little go-kart, you're covered. If you want to charge up your friend's car, I think you're covered. If you want to switch from on-road to off-road, you're covered. I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed making it. But I tell you what's even more fun than watching video: driving the car. So if you can, go on down to Rivian and get yourself a test drive. You won't regret it.